Handheld CB radios revisited. Another local walkabout test, handheld to base, by Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November Uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November Uniform, or if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446, it's 26 Charlie Tango 730. Now, I've put up the Boomerang antenna, although tuning it seems to be a bit fiddly, and I think there's some common mode issues. I think the outside jacket of the coax cable is actually kind of hot with RF, so because I've determined that by putting my hand on it and the SWR goes up and down a bit, so I think it's going to have something done before I can actually do a proper video on it. It's just up out there now, so it's not that high up, but it gave me an idea with it being up. Revisit our old friends, the Handheld CBs. Now, last time I did something like this, I determined that handheld to handheld communications using one of these, you soon went out of range if one person was sat in a building. But how would it fare if it was a handheld back to a base antenna? Although this isn't exactly a full-size CB antenna, it's far from it, but it is a CB antenna nonetheless. I can demonstrate that right now. So at a full about, well, the signal meter on the ground 2 went up to S9 plus 30, which is a sign that that is correct. But I've got about between S3 and S5 of noise here at the moment with that antenna up. I'm not sure what's causing that. I think it's because I'm in a block of flats. So that might skew the results slightly. The current time is 5:30, so people are probably having their tea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this camera in the shack here, the one I'm recording on now, running in front of the ground 2 with it switched on, and I'm going to take both my handhelds out and see how they fare on a base antenna and see how far I actually get. Last time I ran out of puff at the end of the street. Now I know these work somewhat on a base antenna, so I was able to get a bit more distance out of them with the spider antenna, or it was this one anyway, because this was the only one that was working at the time my wife was here. But I've obviously since resurrected the H520, I'm going to give that one a go as well. So I'm going to set this up to record whilst I'm out walking. I'll be taking a different camera, the Galaxy S4 phone that I'm using for this purpose, and we shall go from there, all being well. So I will return back once I've set that all up. Right, so there's the CB radio, and as before I'm going to go into the other room with the handheld and do a little test. So bear with me, there will be a bit of bzzz on the transmission. Be back in a moment.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing of the transmission from the handheld to the resident ground 2.
Okey-dokey. I've still got brown paper on the floor from the unboxing of the antenna there, that's a bit annoying. Right, so I've just recorded that. I'm just going to quickly play that back to see how it came out. I'll get back to you. Right, I've just turned the volume up a little on the radio, so I think it was a little bit quiet, but it should be fine. So I'm going to grab my coat to grab a jumper, grab the Intake H520 Plus as well, because I'm going to take that both. I will be using call sign for my tests, because I've devised a call for the tests. Papa Mike 27. That's Papa Mike 27, and that will be used for these tests, and it will also be used for the actual range testing that I will be doing later on once I've got that antenna working properly, because at the moment I don't think it's working properly, and also I've got to deal with noise, which is a bit of a pain. Right, so it is, like I said, it's a bit of a noisy environment. I'm getting S3, nearly S5 of noise, and that's probably just local interference. But we'll see how this handheld's fare. So I'm going to let this record once I have grabbed my coat. I'll catch up with you outside the building.
Okay, so I'm just about to leave the house. You can see I've got the normal camcorder there. That's the camcorder I normally use. There's a Grant 2 with its S3 to S5 of noise. I really don't know what's causing it. And I've checked and, well, the only thing I can rule out now is my Raspberry Pis, and I can't actually turn them off because they're doing things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that handheld. And, well, I'm going to start the recording on this camcorder now. That's now recording. So, I'm going to grab the other handheld, and I'm going to transmit from both handhelds, just to see how they perform. They're both using the stock rubber duck antennas, and the outside antenna is the Boomerang. So, even my video editing suite's turned off for this. So, I shall return outside the building. Okay, I'm outside the building. Coincidentally, wearing the same jumper I was wearing last time I did the handheld to handheld video. Now, we're on channel 11, and that's the channel we're going to use today. That's channel 11. And so, I'm going to transmit from the Midland first. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Papa, Mike, 2, 7, test, 1, 2, 3. Now, I know that would have received on the Grant. Now, I'm just going to put the Midland to one side. And now I'm going to swap over to the Intec, which I will need to, first of all, put back up to 4 watts, and then change the channel, because it's not actually on channel 11. It is now. So, let's try this one. 1, 2, 3, test, 1, 2, 3. Papa, Mike, 2, 7, test from Intec H520+. That should have also been received. There's no way it wouldn't have been. Turn off, save the batteries. Right. I'll check in again at the bottom of the street where things didn't work last time.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Papa, Mike, 2, 7, test, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, test, 1, 2, 3. Papa, Mike, 2, 7, test from Intec H520+.
Okay, bottom of the street where signal was lost last time when I did this with the Midland to the Intec. Let's see how the Midland to the Grant 2 fares. 1, 2, 3, test. Papa, Mike, 2, 7, test. Midland 42. Oh, sounded a bit awful there. Well, swap it over for the Intec. I think my work hat is in that pocket, which is why it's a bit full. So, that one in there. Oh, cannot zoom out of this mode. Okay, so Intec H520+. Testing 1, 2, 3. Papa, Mike, 2, 7. Intec H520+. Location, bottom of the street. Okay. I'll report in with that one. Right, behind the houses next.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Papa, Mike, 2, 7. Intec H520+. Location, bottom of the street.
Right, so as before, round the back of the houses at the bottom of the street. Let's try the Midland first. 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, Papa, Mike, 2, 7, 1, 2, testing. Bottom of the street behind the houses, Midland 42. Right, try the Intec. Because you never know. There may be a quirk with the Midland that there is with the Intec, that there isn't with the Intec. But they might be made in the same factories, have the same belt clip. But I don't know that for sure. Test 1 2, Papa Mike 27, Intec H520 Plus, bottom of the street behind the houses. Right. I would say that may not work because there's plenty of buildings in the way, but the antenna is high up above these buildings, so but it's not directly above the roof line, and it's not tuning that well, but that would be more of a problem on transmits. Knock my glasses back up there. So next would be the path running down the side of the leisure centre.
1 2 testing 1 2 Papa Mike 27 1 2 testing. Bottom of the street behind the houses. Midland 42. Test 1 2 Papa Mike 27 Intec H520 Plus. Bottom of the street behind the houses.
Now I've heard good... Right, I'll start again. Now I've heard good things about the Boomerang antenna, but obviously not so good things about rubber duck antennas fitted to handheld CBs like this. So, here you go. Let's give the Midland a go from here. This is the path down the side of Catterick Leisure Centre. Papa Mike 27, test 1 2, path down side of Catterick Leisure Centre. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Right, Midland's done. Just get the Intec out. People always think I'm a bit strange, but you know, I try not to cover the camera there like that. So Intec with its little musical number. Test 1 2, Papa Mike 27. Test 1 2, Intec H520 Plus, path down side of Catterick Leisure Centre. Right. I keep switching them off just to make sure the batteries are conserved. Right. Next bit will probably be just across from B&M Home Stores and Tesco. Was B&M Home Stores there last time? I think it was. It's been a while. I can't remember when it opened. Right. Next one.
Papa Mike 27, test 1 2, path down side of Catterick Leisure Centre. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Test 1 2, Papa Mike 27. Test 1 2, Intec H520 Plus, path down side of Catterick Leisure Centre.
Okay, so I'm in front of the leisure centre opposite B&M Home Stores and Tesco's petrol station. Plenty of metal there from the cars, a lot of steel, and the building itself. Okay, so let's give it a go. Papa Mike 27 test, Midland 42, outside Catterick Leisure Centre and B&M Home Stores. Right, that's the Midland. Now it is time for, get in my pocket, the Intec. Here we go. Lights up, musical number. There we go. The Papa Mike 27 test outside Catterick Leisure Centre, B&M Home Stores with Intec H520 Plus. You know, there's going to be a moment of time at some point when the Intec H520 Plus is going to go on me, and that's going to be bad. That means it won't be able to do the 4 watts anymore. And yeah, that will screw this test a bit, but you know, it happens. It eats batteries like a good one. Right, next one's going to be at the bottom of the steps in Tesco's car park.
Papa Mike 27 test, Midland 42, outside Catterick Leisure Centre, B&M Home Store. Papa Mike 27 test, outside Catterick Leisure Centre, B&M Home Stores with Intec H520 Plus.
Okay, but the bottom of the steps at the back Tesco's car park, the reason why I come down here is because behind me is this brick wall and I'm lower than everything else now, which should be a challenge for the radios, and that was on 21 for some reason, I don't know why. Okay, I just hope it wasn't on 21 for the last test, but that's okay. Papa Mike 27 test 1 2, Midland 42, back end of Tesco's car park by the steps. I'd have no confidence that would have got into into the ground 2 at the other end. But I have every confidence that it would have done if I was stood on top of that wall. Or actually on top of the cinema roof. Yeah. Right, time for the intake. Yeah, he says balancing radios. Okay, intake. Papa Mike 12, testing. Back of Tesco's car park, intake H520 plus. Right. Onwards and upwards towards Tesco. Might pop in there for something as well while I'm down here. And the other thing I want to check to see is whether the werewolf of Tesco he appears on the 11 metre band. It might do. It depends on what band is actually being used to transmit in the first place, but it does seem to appear a lot on 2 metres. So once we've found where this horrid howling interference is coming from, that'd be nice. See my previous video on that one, and leave a comment if you have any idea what it is. Right, but back to this video. Onward and upwards to the front of Tesco.
Papa Mike 12, testing. Back of Tesco's car park, intake H520 plus.
Okay, I'm outside Tesco's main entrance, where yesterday on the 2 metre band I managed to prove the existence of their werewolfy interference. We just don't know what's causing that. So check my last video out for any ideas. But now we'll go back to this and we'll give it a test. Now I'm purposely stood where I am because it's a nice long distance. We've got the cinema in the way, we've got Prince's Gate in the way. I'm not going up to Prince's Gate just yet, but I will be shortly. So I'm going into Tesco first. So I'm going to do another transmission from here. Papa Mike 27 test, Tesco's entrance, Midland 42. Right, Midland's done. Let's try out the intake. As I said, all different CB radios may perform better than others. Even handhelds. There we go. Papa Mike 27 test. Intake H520 plus, Tesco's entrance. But you know, may perform exactly the same. Right, into Tesco I go.
Papa Mike 27 test. Tesco's entrance, Midland 42. Papa Mike 27 test. Intake H520 plus, Tesco's entrance.
Right, I've done what I've got to do in Tesco. I think I almost crashed my phone as well. Well, when I say phone, it's Samsung Galaxy S4 I'm using as a camera. Now, I'm at Prince's Gate, between the two buildings as before. So, I don't expect it to reach. 1, 2, 3 test, Papa Mike 27, test Midland 42. Yeah, and there's a bit of interference noise going on there, but that's probably because of local businesses, Costa Coffee. And, you know, I'm having to reach into a carrier bag, so the camera's just going to jolt about a bit. Yeah, it's Costa Coffee and Holland and Barrett, although Holland and Barrett look as though they shut up shop. Costa's probably shutting up shop by now. So I think it's about 6 o'clock, and I think they shut about then. Oh, and my bullwhip's moved on me. Intake. Let's see. Yeah, there's definitely noise here. The intake's a little more sensitive to it. Papa Mike 27 test, intake H520 plus, Prince's Gate between Holland and Barrett, Costa Coffee. As previous transmission from Midland. Right, let's see if that worked. Probably not. Next one's outside the pet shop and the pound shop.
1, 2, 3 test. Papa Mike 27 test, Midland 42. Papa Mike 27 test, intake H520 plus, Prince's Gate between Holland and Barrett, Costa Coffee. As previous transmission from Midland.
Right, I'm outside the pet shop and the pound shop. Specifically, the favourite pound shop of a certain Scotsman that lives on the Isle of Man. I think you might know who I'm describing there. Yeah. Right, so, nearly. I dropped it, so I'll start with the Midland. Papa Mike 27 test 1, 2, 3, Midland 42 outside the pound shop and the pet shop. Yeah, let's transmit again. Papa Mike 27 test outside pound shop and pet shop, Midland 42. I thought about a test that do a second test there, so I think I actually might have accidentally let go of the key. Now I'm just trying to find the intake. Where is it? Is that the intake, or is that just the Midland again? Oh. As it turns out, it is the intake. With this lovely musical tune when it starts up. How long I've got left before this won't transmit at 4 watts anymore, I do not know. Or whatever it is, approximately 4 watts. Papa Mike 27 test, intake H520 plus, outside pet shop, pound shop, on Princess Gate. Right, I'm going to do something slightly different from the last time round. Instead of going back down that path where I went round before, because I didn't try it this way, I'm going to try going up to the top of Princess Gate, round the back of a certain chicken outlet, whose mascot just so happens to be a certain colonel from the south of America. I can't remember. The state in question begins with a K. I'm sure you know which chicken outlet I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't like to advertise too much. So, I choose Princess Gate partly for this test because we've got all these buildings in the way. It's not going to be used for the actual proper test I want to do because I'm still sort of within range, if you know what I mean. So, it's now time to do the test again whilst I'm at the bottom, but I will do another test when I get to the top. So this part's actually going to be done now. Wrong radio. I'm trying to keep the radios in the same order. Let's see. With this Mercedes GL to go past. Noisy bugger. Right, now it's transmit. Papa Mike 27 test, Midland 42, outside sports attire shop and shoe shop on Princess Gate. Yeah, you know. Well, I did mention Tesco. Just to be advertising anywhere else. Right, H520 plus. Papa Mike 27 test, intake H520 plus, outside sports attire shop and shoe shop, Princess Gate. I'm not sure if I'm keeping hold of the key for long enough. Well, you know. So I'm going to stop the video now, and I will resume when I get up to the top of the steps behind a certain southern US chicken franchise. Okay, I'm outside the chicken place, over the mascot of which is a certain southern colonel. I've got the wrong radio out again, because I've put the radios into the carrier bag I've got my tea for tonight in, and, you know, because they've both got rubber duck antennas, very difficult to spot. Let's try this one. Papa Mike 27 test, Midland 42, outside fast food chicken restaurant on Princess Gate. So far so good. I still don't know how well this is going to turn out, because obviously I'm using a big base station antenna. Well, it's not that big, but big enough. Ooh, someone's got squeaky brakes. Right, let's try the intake. I don't know, I've slightly bent the antenna, but who cares? It'll still work. Papa Mike 27 test, intake H520 plus, outside fast food chicken restaurant. Right. Yeah, what's the matter, Colonel? Chicken! Yeah. Certainly not going in there. Not tonight. Right. When I get up to the roundabout, I will start again recording, because this is a little bit of a slope, and, you know, I'd rather not record and walk at the same time up this slope. So I'll be back shortly.
Papa Mike 27 test, intake H520 plus, outside fast food chicken restaurant.
Okay, now I've just been warned by the phone that auto night detection won't work, so picture's starting to look a bit bad now. So it is actually getting dark. I'm at the roundabout which intersects Richmond Road, Hipswell Road East and Hipswell Road West in Catterick Garrison. Now, should be almost a direct line of sight to the house and obviously to the Grant too. So let's see. Bearing in mind I've got S3 to S5 of noise down there. Let's see what happens. Papa Mike 27 test, Midland 42, junction of Hipswell Road West. Same test again with the intake H520 plus. Then a car's gone past. Papa Mike 27 test, junction Hipswell Road West, intake H520 plus. And the best bit is the intake H520 plus hasn't given me the dreaded yet. It probably will, and that's not something I'm particularly going to be looking forward to. Now, yeah, I don't film much in the dark, and this unfortunately doesn't have a good night resolution, but it works. Shows what I'm doing. So, how long this video is actually going to turn out to be, I don't actually know. I'll soon find out when I've chopped it down and edited it up. Because obviously the what the camera's recording at the other end needs to be looked at as well. So, I will check back in shortly.
Papa Mike 27 test, Midland 42, junction of Hipswell Road West. Papa Mike 27 test, junction Hipswell Road West, intake H520 plus.
Okay, this is my final check-in now for the CB test. I'm close to home. I can see the building, obviously. I'm stood by some houses with scaffolding on them, where these houses are getting some very questionable styrofoam cladding applied to the outer walls. Yeah. I've just picked up the wrong radio. I don't want the intake just yet. Where is that Midland? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. And both antennas are bent now. The Midland is quite badly bent. Point at the sky, it's a bit silly me. Right, final call. Papa Mike 27 test, Midland 42, top of Labassie Road. Right, just rummaging the carry bag for the intake. I did have it. Oh, I knew that might happen. There we go. Papa Mike 27 test, intake H520 plus, top of Labassie Road. Excellent. Right, I'll catch you when I get back to the front door.
Papa Mike 27 test, Midland 42, top of Labassie Road. Papa Mike 27 test, intake H520 plus, top of Labassie Road.
Right, I'm back at the front door. So, I'm now going to go up and see how well it's worked out. I'm going to do the last bit over the radio, because I want to do something slightly different. So, we'll switch over to the President Grant 2 for this last bit.
Right, thank you for watching. This is Paul. I can't use my amateur radio call sign on here because I'm actually on 11 metres, but I can use my CT call sign, 26 Charlie Tango 730, because this is 11 metres. And you know my amateur radio call sign? Like I say, I can't give it over the air on the citizen van. I hope to catch you on the amateur radio. CB 11 metres and PMR 446 very soon. And thanks for putting up with another test of handheld CB. Well, we already know they don't work CB to CB handheld very well in the Milton area, apparently, onto stock rubber ducks, but we know that they work, or we hope that they work, CB to a base antenna. But like I said, I've got about S3 to S5 of noise. Okay, so catch you in the next video.
Don't forget, you can subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to be notified of new videos as I upload them. 73 is from Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 on 11 metres and PMR 446.